Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now guys. If you guys are able to listen me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Good evening everyone, good evening. How is everybody guys? How is everybody? Everybody's great, fine, good, right? No issues with the audio? Okay, great. Awesome, guys. Awesome. So, before we are able to continue further solving the yesterday's question, first of all, I would like you guys to know that tomorrow it is a holiday. Okay. So, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, I think so. Tomorrow is Navami and day after tomorrow is Dashera, if I'm not wrong, right? Tomorrow is Navami and day after tomorrow is Dashera, if I'm not wrong, right, guys? So I don't know, like we'll see, but most likely tomorrow will be a holiday, guys. Most likely tomorrow will be a holiday. I have no idea. I'll confirm and let you guys know very soon on the WhatsApp groups itself, so you don't have to worry about it. Nevertheless, can we do a quick revision about what we have studied in our yesterday's class? Can we do a quick revision about what we have studied in our yesterday's class, guys? Please let me know. Can we do a quick revision about what we have studied in our yesterday's class, guys? Please let me know. Please let me know, guys. What have we studied in our yesterday's class? That's great, Nikhil. I hope so. Okay, guys, once again, many of you guys decided to join us as a campus ambassador. I think so. Many of you guys might have also started getting the calls related to your first task as being a campus ambassador, guys. The campus ambassador internship that we are able to provide to you guys have a lot of different activities and a lot of different responsibilities that you guys will be having, and it's a proper internship. So please do not miss out on the chance of that, guys. Because I know, see, I want to provide you guys with everything that I can from my end in these boot camps. The boot camps are for free. We never charge anything for the boot camps. The certificates are for free. Many of the students said that they wanted internships, so we started providing these campus ambassador, that is the citizen internship via DevTown to you guys for free. And during the entire internship, you guys are able to learn new things. You guys are able to communicate with new mentors, new people, grow your network right over there. The people who join us as a campus ambassador or citizens of DevTown get exclusive access to more free courses and events via DevTown. For example, the previous batch of our campus ambassadors received a 30-hour front end web development course certified by Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. Not just Google and Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Amazon, guys. And they received this particular course from our end for free, which included more than 6+ projects in front end web development. Every month, these campus representatives get an access to such type of events and such type of sessions as well. For example, one of the current batches of our campus ambassador has received a 3 months of internship from our end as well. Some of them get paid internships, paid stipends from our end as well. So a lot of different opportunities are being provided to you guys. So if you guys are getting a particular call from DevTown for the campus ambassador program, do make sure that you guys are able to participate in that. Okay, so let's continue from right over there, guys. Let me open up the C++ online compiler that we have been using up till this point of time. Can you put this resume certificate in our resume? Yes, absolutely yes. Okay. Okay, right over here. So what is the first thing that we'll have to change, guys? Bits /std c++ guys. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is using namespace std. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to create the structure node, right? We have to create this structure node right now, guys, right? So right over here, guys, struct struct node. Then you are having the two particular values inside of it. Int data, this is something that we have done yesterday, guys. And node star, the pointer to the next node, guys, the pointer to the next node right over here. The next thing is the constructor that we are creating right over here, guys. So the constructor is going to be struct node, a pointer that it is going to return of the node type, no new node, and this is going to take in int data as the input. Let us change that to value so that you guys are easily able to understand the difference between the two. Node star node, or let's change it to Shaurya so that you guys are able to understand it. Shaurya is equals to new node that I'm creating right over here. Shaurya data is equals to value that has been provided to us, and Shaurya next is equals to none. Return Shaurya. This is what we have done yesterday, guys, if you guys remember this. Okay, sorry, I have not put on the arrow properly. Thank you so much for pointing that out. So this is something that we have done yesterday, guys. Okay, right now our aim is to create a particular linked list. I think so we have done that as well yesterday, if I'm not wrong, right? We use this to create a linked list as well. You guys remember head temp 1, temp 2? Do you guys remember that? Please let me know. How can we add the add to the node together? So Sneha, that is something that we have done yesterday, where we created head temp 1 and temp 2, and then we attached each of them together to create a linked list itself, if you have not forgotten about it, right? Where is your picture? So like I've said, guys, the camera is actually not working. I'm on a trip right now, so due to that particular reason I have not attached my camera. I will be from the next boot camp, you guys will be able to see me, but for this particular boot camp the camera won't work properly. Yes, like yesterday it was not working properly, right? Okay. So, like I said, guys, now the major aim is to create a particular linked list. And we saw that yesterday, right? To create a linked list, first of all, you need to remember some of the terms that are present within a linked list, guys. That is what, sir, some of us didn't receive any calls regarding Campus Ambassador. Guys, so like I said, we have a very small team working on Campus Ambassadors, and almost 1,500 of you guys have registered for becoming a Campus Ambassador. So it might take us some time to reach till every single one of you. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. So right over here, guys, and today's class is going to be a little bit short. I know, guys, that there is the India versus New Zealand match. I also am very interested in that. So do not worry, guys. Just focus on the class while you are inside the class itself. It is going to be a good particular class. Now, some of the technical knowledge that you guys need to have, theoretical knowledge that you need to have to proceed further, is basically something called as head, guys. Something called as head. Now what is this head? So head is the usual default pointer that you create to point to the start of a linked list. Let's assume this is our linked list, guys. Let's assume this is our linked list. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our current linked list, guys, as you're able to see right over here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then this points to null. Okay. So the first or the starting point of a linked list, the first or the starting point of a linked list is usually called as head. Now this is not a compulsion. Okay. This is not a compulsion, guys. Please try to understand this, guys. This is not a compulsion. This is just a suggestion. Okay. You can name it as Shaurya. You can name it as Pathan. You can name it as Harsh. Okay. You can name it as Rishi. Okay. You can name it as Sachin. You can name it as anything that you want. But usually the particular saying goes as the main particular thing that everybody follows this, okay, is basically that the first element of your linked list is usually called as head. Now you will usually make sure that you are actually not disturbing the head. Please try to understand this. Usually you will make sure that you are not changing the head. If you want to go further into an array, you will create a new pointer. Let's call it as temp. Okay, you will create a new pointer, and this pointer is what you will take further or back to traverse through your linked list. You will not be changing the head pointer at any particular point of time. Always remember this, guys. Always remember this. Okay. Now our aim is to create a linked list. Our aim is to create a linked list, guys. How can we do that? Our aim is to create a linked list. How can we do that? We are currently given an array. Okay, that is our question, guys. We are currently given an array. Let's call it as ARR, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 as its elements. We want to convert this array into a linked list, guys. We want to convert this array into a linked list. How can we do that? How can we do that, guys? Now here the number of elements in the array n is equals to 6, and this is our array itself. We want to convert this into a linked list. Now initially our root will be basically empty, right? Our initial linked list is just this, null. That's it. That is our current linked list. Even if we create this, so if we create a particular, if we create our first element, guys, even if we create our first element right now, it will contain nothing inside of it, right? Because currently we don't even have a linked list. We only have an array right now. We need to create the linked list on our own. We need to create the linked list on our own, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? So we'll create a root. First of all, we'll create a root, guys, right? Root is equals to new node data. Are you guys able to understand this? This data is going to be your particular uh, ARR0, right? That will be your data. So this will create a particular root, or let's call it as head. Okay, why to call it as root? We'll call it as head itself. Let's remove this root and we'll call this as the head. HEAD. The head particular of the linked list is basically the first element of the linked list. Right, guys? Are you guys able to understand this? Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. So what we have done right now is we have created our first element that has 1 inside of it. This is called as head, and it points to null. Now we need to traverse our array. We need to traverse our array, and each and every time that we are traversing the array, we need to create okay, what somebody's saying that we didn't understood this. Okay, let me just reframe this once again. Again, guys, please pay attention. You are having a particular array. Let's keep it simple. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Simple, small array, 4 elements right over here. The size of the array n is equals to 4. That is the size of the array. You want to create a particular linked list. The first element of the linked list will be this, right? So to create that, usually the first element of the linked list is called as the head. This is what we want to create, HEAD, head, which points to null. Okay, this is what we want to create. How can we create that? We will write our code. Head is equals to new node, and then the data we want to put, that is 1, that is ARR0. That is how you create your head. Am I right, guys? Please let me know. That is how you create your head. Once the head is created, what is the next thing that you want to do? You want to create another. First thing that you want to do is you want to create another new node, which will now contain the next particular data, that is 2, pointing to null. And this will, let's name it as temp. And the from the previous, we'll name this as temp 2. We'll create another pointer called as temp 1, which is equals to head. We'll say that temp 1 ka next is equals to temp 2. Please try to understand this. What do we want to do right now? We want this particular first particular temp 1 ka null. We don't want it to be pointing to null. We want it to be pointing to temp 2, guys. We don't want our temp 1, that is the previous particular node that we had created, to be pointing to null. We don't want that. We wanted temp 1 to be pointing towards temp 2. We want temp 1 to be pointing towards temp 2, guys. And then we are going to change the values of temp 1. We are going to do temp 1 is equals to temp 2. So we are going to move temp 1 one step further. Once we have done this, we will remove temp 1 and we'll place temp 1 right over here. So temp 1 is equals to temp 2. And then we'll create a new node, that is 3, pointing to null. Temp 2 will be shifted right over here, temp 2, and we'll continue doing this even further. We'll repeat the exact same steps once again. Again, we don't want our 2 to be pointing towards null. We want it to be pointing towards 3. Now, this is not something that you can understand by just seeing this. You have to write it down. You cannot understand this by just seeing what I'm writing right over here. Take a pen and paper and write these steps down, guys. This is how you think on how to solve a particular question. Just seeing me solving the question isn't going to help you guys. Take out a pen and paper right now and write these steps. Think, what are you going to do? How are you going to move further? What is the first thing that you need to do? Think about these and try to do it, guys. Think about these and try to do it, guys. Please let me know. Can you guys take up a pen and paper right now and try to particularly write the steps that you need to do? Uh, the first step is okay. Temp 1 ka next is equals to temp 2. The next step will be temp 1 is equals to temp 2. We want to shift temp 1 further, right? See, guys, if you are not writing this down, this is not something that you guys are going to understand. It is going to go over your head. Let us take this up one step at a time, guys. Let us take this up one step at a time once again. Again, we'll select this and delete it. The first thing that we did right over here was create the head tag. Once we have created the head of our linked list, the next step is to create a temp 1. So temp 1 is equals to head. This will create a temporary pointer called as temp 1 that is pointing to the exact same location as head, guys. Now what we want to do is we want to create a for loop. For int I is equals to 1, that is because we are starting from here. I is less than n, that is 4 number of elements. I plus plus, for every element present in our array we need to repeat this. Okay, we are going to create temp 2 is equals to new node arr I. New node arr I, guys. That is the new temp 2 that we are creating. So here it is going to be 2 pointing to null, called as temp 2. This step will do this, guys. This step will do this. Now what we are going to do is we are going to say temp 1 ka next is equals to temp 2. Temp 1 ka next right now is equals to temp 2, guys. We have changed it. We need to update our temp 1 as well. We need to shift our temp 1 for the next step. This is the next step, guys. This is our temp 2, right? Temp 1 right now. We need to change it, guys. Doing that, we're going to write just temp 1 is equals to temp 2. That's it. That is going to be our for loop. We have changed the entire thing and we have created our new Okay, yes. Why don't we use C programming language to learn data structures and algorithms? Because we are not living in 2008 or 2009 anymore. We are living in 2023 right now. Using C as a programming language for doing data structures and algorithms, you will not be able to qualify for any of the exams, any of the competitive exams, any of the coding exams that are held by companies for interview rounds. Okay, before your interviews, if you don't know, no company directly gives you an interview. They have a coding round before that, an online coding round or an offline coding round. If you're not able to qualify in that online coding or coding round or offline coding round, you are not even given a chance to sit in an interview as well. There, if you're using C, then you're never going to compete, you're never going to finish up the exam itself. That is the reason why we usually use C++ or Java. Now, the reason why we don't use Python or JavaScript is because of the reason that whatever programming language that you will be using within that exam to solve data structures and algorithms questions related to that particular programming language are going to be asked to you guys in your interviews. Now, if you're choosing a particular programming language like Python or JavaScript, please do remember this: the person who is going to take up your exam during the interviews is going to be a person like me, who has spent at least 5 years of his life just working in Python and JavaScript 5 days a week, 10 hours every single day for 5 years, practically using Python and JavaScript every single day. If you really think you can know more about that particular programming language, which is a development language, that means it has a lot of depth to it, more than the person who's going to take up your interview, then definitely choose Python or JavaScript. Usually, if you're choosing that, the kind of questions that can come into your interviews can be very, very, very difficult. And if it is very difficult right over there, then your chance of getting selected in the interviews are very low. That is the reason why the safest bet is basically C++ or Java. Any one of them is good. If you're choosing C++ or Java, that's up to you guys. For example, I chose C++ in my college. I did my data structure algorithms in C++, but again, it is up to you guys. Okay. Okay, guys. So right over here, like I said, guys, this is the continuous steps that you will be taking up. Now, this I'm giving you guys as a homework today. I want you guys to implement this and get me the answer tomorrow. Can you guys do that for me? I've told you guys how to create the node. I've told you guys how to initialize the stuff as well. I've written the code of creating a linked list as well, guys, as you're able to see, like converting a particular array into a linked list. I want you guys, I've written all the code right over here. The only thing that I've not written is, okay, what is the data type of temp1? What is the data type of head? What is the data type of temp2? Okay, I've just not written that. I think so. You guys can handle that, right? Will you guys be able to handle that? Please let me know. Yes? Can you guys do this particular code, guys? Please let me know. Can you guys do this particular code, guys? Please let me know. But in college, they teach this because your college syllabus hasn't been updated for the past 15 years of your life. That is the reason why they teach you C instead of C++. They should be teaching you guys either in Java or C++, but because your college syllabus hasn't changed for 15 years, they are not doing it. And if they have to do it, then they will have to teach their professors as well. That is a big cost for the college. So usually colleges don't do that. So shouldn't we learn Python? See, for data structures and algorithms, you shouldn't be learning Python. But for making projects in data science, you have to learn Python. See, there are two programming languages that you need to learn. One is a development language of choice, and one is a programming language of choice. The programming language of choice is basically the language that you use for data structures and algorithms. And the development language of choice is the programming language that you are learning for doing development, that is for making projects itself. So for making projects, if you are interested in data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, you use Python right over there. If you are doing web development or something like that, use JavaScript right with it. Okay, so different things have different objectives as well. You don't have to do any kind of projects in C++. Please do remember that. Okay. Okay, guys. So I'll give you guys the attendance right now. Tomorrow, I don't know, like if there is a class or not. I'll be updating that to you guys on the WhatsApp group, so you don't have to worry about that. I have provided you guys with the attendance right now. It will be closed exactly at 8:46. Go back to watching the exam. Sorry, the particular World Cup right now. Okay, important match for today. I will meet tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and we'll continue from right over there. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So, Aman, if you don't know that the boot camp number of days of the boot camp has been increased, that means you are not paying attention in the class itself. Please do pay attention in the class. So, we'll meet at a later point of time, guys, and we'll continue from right over there. The attendance thing will be closed exactly at 8:46. Bye, guys. Bye bye.